Hi, this is Tess Jewell-Larsen. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to create things from your home to create your own props for restorative yoga. Or you could use these also for things like yoga nidra. You have a few options here. So if you have it available to you to go out and get some blocks, maybe some foam blocks or some wooden blocks. They're kind of good for different things. Wooden blocks are sturdier, they're a little bit heavier, and they're much harder. So they're not going to be as comfortable to go directly on, but they might be better for you to create like support. Foam blocks are much cushier, they can kind of squish, and so if you're laying on them, that might be a little bit more comfortable. If you don't have blocks, then you can always use books. I don't know about you, but I've got lots of books lying around the house because we've run out of shelves. And so books can also be a really good alternative to blocks, especially for when you're wanting to create stability. And then another big thing that we want to use in restorative is pillows, cushions, and bolsters. So if you don't have a bolster at home, which is pretty normal, right? They're fairly expensive. You can use two throw pillows and a pillowcase. So I got some longer throw pillows, but you could also just use like bed pillows, especially if like you have some harder bed pillows. Put two together and then put them in a pillowcase. And then when you get them in this pillowcase, if you still have excess pillowcase on the side, you can just kind of tuck it in, right? Like this, sort of creating like a little envelope, so that you don't have any extra fabric on the outsides. And then you've got your little bolster. If that doesn't work for you or you want something a little extra sturdy, sometimes if you have like couch cushions, they can be really helpful because they're a little bit sturdier, they're a little bit heavier than a normal pillow, and they can be a really good substitute for a bolster as well. Then you might want an eye pillow. Eye pillows are really good for like either putting on the forehead or putting over the eyes to help further relax the body. Um, if you watch my other video, I'll show you how to make a homemade eye pillow um, without any sewing. So you can go watch that video. Or if you just have your own eye pillow, you bought one, you made one, you sewed one together, that works too. And then you may want a strap or a scarf. Both of these can be really good, especially when your legs are up higher than your heart to kind of just keep your legs together, or maybe if you're in like a supine butterfly pose to just kind of gently keep the legs together. These can be nice options. And if you don't have a strap, then the scarf, right? Like the scarves work just as well as straps, and they're sometimes more comfortable. And then I recommend having two blankets. Now I recommend blankets that have a little bit of form to them. So this one you'll see is a bit softer, it's a bit cushier. So this one I might use to put under my head or might use as a blanket to put over my body. And then this one is a little bit heavier. It's got a thicker weave to it. So it can be better for maybe creating more of a support under my body or around my body. So I want to show you how to make something out of this, right? So you're like, okay, Tess, I've got all of these things, but what do I do with it? So in restorative yoga, it's really important to use as much support as your body is asking for, right? The whole idea of restorative yoga is to allow the body and the mind to rest so that it heals from the inside out, so that you release that stress, you release the tension, and little by little, right, your body relaxes. And so we want that extra support so we don't feel discomfort, we don't feel more tension in that, right? So thus the props. Now, I do have blocks, so I'm going to set my books away. And I'm just going to show you a really sort of gentle pose just to kind of get your legs up higher than your head. So what we're going to do is we're gonna use our blocks to create a little lifting station here. So just one next to the other. And it depends on how high you want your legs to be lifted. Maybe you put them so that they're on sort of the Papa Bear, right? The heights. Let's walk through the heights of blocks quickly. So this would be the Papa Bear height. This would be the Mama Bear height, and this would be the Baby Bear height, right? So if you want your legs up higher, maybe put it on the Papa Bear. If you want it a little bit lower, Mama Bear. Very low, then Baby Bear. So let's try the Papa Bear. And I'm going to use my homemade bolster, right? So we're going to put the bolster on top here. And I'm going to bring some blankets underneath. I'm going to set my eye pillow to the side here. So I'm going to bring one blanket just to gently cushion underneath my body. And I'm going to bring the other blanket just to gently bring over my head. Under my head, I should say. So I'm going to bring my legs up to put on my little bolster table here, and my head is going to come onto my blanket. So just ever so gently coming down here, letting the body relax. And then from here, maybe bringing that eye pillow onto your forehead or onto your eyes, so whichever is most comfortable. And then hands maybe coming out to the sides or hands coming onto the abdomen. And then just little by little allowing the body to relax in this pose. So I really hope that you gain some tools out of this, learn how to make your own restorative props at home, because it is possible to do. You don't necessarily need to go out and buy blocks, although I do recommend them. They're not very expensive generally, and they are awesome to have. But you can have a book instead. And if you don't have, a specific yoga bolster, you can make your own, or you can use a cushion from your sofa. So use what you have at home, and really, I really hope that you explore the world of resting and noticing how we gain so much from tools or practices, I should say, like restorative yoga and yoga nidra. Thank you so much, and I hope you enjoy.